Hey, good morning. It is Saturday, the 2nd of September, and I am back out going after the homeless camp again today, the abandoned camp in the woods. Gonna try to make some progress on that. Back on the regular parking spot, and a little less mess than last week, but I'll make a quick cleanup of this and get that done. I heard a bunch of partying going on up here last night, and within earshot I can hear the fireworks and stuff going off, so I definitely know stuff was going on up here, but should only take a minute to clean this up and then head off into the woods. Give it a minute or two for anybody else who might show up. I have been advertising for it a little bit more, places like Nextdoor, Facebook, stuff like that, but I'm going to do a full weekend out here. It's a long weekends here in the US, so I'm going to do Saturday, Sunday, Monday, get out here and see how much I can get out of the woods. So anyways, I will catch you once I get into the camp. Hey, back in the camp, and let's see, goals for today. First thing I'm gonna do is empty out this tent, whatever's in there. I'm assuming there's gonna be a bunch of wet stuff in there that I need to lay out and let dry over the weekend so I can haul it out hopefully Monday. So we'll empty that out, take it apart, clean that up. Looks like either someone or something has been back into the trash can here, dumping stuff over, and you can see the stack of needles here that are in this can, so I need to get this all cleaned up. I'll dump out the rest of the can and just go through it, and oh, they even dumped over my needle bin. So I had everything gathered up into here and something kicked it over. That sucks. So have to shovel that back in together. So lots and lots and lots of needles, lots of sharps. Want to get those taken care of first. Yeah, so those are the first two goals, and that's probably gonna just a lot of fine work there and a lot of messing around with that tent. So I expect that to take the better part of an hour to clean this stuff up, and then we'll see where we go from there. Get started on one of these other piles or do a walk around, maybe haul some stuff out. We'll see how much we get. Like I said, I'm gonna be here all weekend, so I can do this in a way that minimizes walking and minimizes the amount of weight I'm carrying. That would be great. So i.e. letting stuff dry out before I haul it out. So I can get to it, put the camera up, and see if we can get done today. Okay, I got the tent set up here, pulled into a standing position. It's nasty as expected, but I don't see any pillows or anything like that that are going to come apart on me in there. That was the problem with the last one. The pillows were all falling apart, so pulled a few things out. There's a bunch of buckets in here that I'm going to make good use of. I do see a bunch of needles, so I can't just drag this thing out. That was my first thought, was maybe I can just drag this all out to the road, but I'll never get the zipper closed, for one, and for two, I don't want the needles sticking somebody when they go to pick it up. So I am going to have to clean this thing out. It's just nasty. It's yeah, there's no other word for it. It's just nasty. So but we'll get to it. We knew this was going to be something like this, so I'll get the big items out, let them dry out in the sun or even a shade in here. It'll dry out once I get some air, and get the blankets and stuff out, and then just pick through all the remaining garbage in there, and then bundle the tent up and get it off of all these poles. So I've never actually had a tent like this, so I'm not quite sure how it all comes apart, but we'll see. I'm just gonna leave that video running at this point because nasty deserves good video time. know if you heard that, but I'm trying to figure out if that was an owl or a coyote. Something out here. Keep my head on a swivel. Whatever it is, it's loud. Needles everywhere, needles. Big frying pan for needles. Set that over there and put all the needles I can in there for now. I like moving them twice, but this is easier. Somebody's dog. Spatula, anyone? Needles embedded in that blanket that I just pulled out of there. step into this thing, but I'm gonna have to get some of the stuff in the back. Get whatever I can from the front first. I find a lot of these tent stakes too, and they're not dangerous to people or anything, but I put them in the sharps container so that I don't get poked, or they don't poke through the bag when I haul them out, so they're not. Battery. I also find a lot of batteries in here too. So once I'm sure I got all the sharps and the big stuff out, then I'll just roll this tent up, because there's a lot of really tiny stuff in there that I don't want to pick through, but I just want to make sure it's not a sharp object first. Making good use of these buckets that they left behind. I'm going to need a bigger needle bucket than that little green one I've been using. Good news is there's another bucket in here. I think I'm going to use one of these buckets just for sharps. Gather them up from old camp. Okay, got most of it cleaned out. The rest, I don't see any more sharps left in there, so I'm just gonna knock it down and roll it up and put it in a big garbage bag. But you know, got a frying pan full of needles here and a few more that I put in there. I'm just gonna dump all in frying pan into here. Anyways, so that's the start of the needle bucket for the day. I will haul that over to where I have the other needles and just throw them all in there and hope to God this is not full of needles when I'm all done. But I can put other big sharps and stuff in there too. So knock this thing down, pulled a bunch of big stuff out of there too. 4 buckets of stuff. So nothing's really too wet to bundle up at this point. So I may just put it all together and get her done. Back to the time lapse. Okay, finished up that tent. It looks so much better already. And that's where the tent was last week. You know, you'll always find more stuff on the ground, and that's okay. You know, I try to make multiple passes through each day. Come to the area I picked previously, just see if anything, the rain or wind or just the light has changed just a little bit, and you see a little piece of plastic and you pull it up and maybe there's a big piece of plastic right next to it. So it's always worth going back and repicking to an extent. Once you've got it done, you're done. But you know, this area, you can come back in a year, and even if nobody's moved back in, you will still find lots of little pieces and even some big pieces on the ground. So next thing to do, take care of this barrel here, dump the rest of it out, and go through all the needles, get all the sharps picked out, and maybe for kicks and grins, I'll try to get rid of this pile over here too, because it looks achievable today. And yeah, maybe that's a good way to go about the rest of the morning. got that big trash bucket picked out. So many needles. I don't know if you can really see that. That is a third full, a 5-gallon bucket, and that's almost exclusively needles. There's a few pieces of big glass and stuff in there, but yeah. And then I was just having passed by the big pile here, and I'm gonna have to be really careful here because I'm seeing needles just lying right here in the front that I honestly don't remember seeing the last time I was here, but you never know what's been digging around in there and pulling stuff out, or who's been throwing stuff where. So gonna have to be really careful. Take a little break from picking because my picking hand gets sore after a few thousand little things. Picking up little things, my hand gets tired, and that's kind of the limiting factor actually in the picking. The other one being that I forgot to bring bug spray today, and man, the mosquitoes, I mean, get me on the back of the neck. I'm sure you saw me swatting myself there a few times during the time lapse, but all around my neck feels like it's been bit today. So tomorrow I will remember the bug spray, but I'll haul a few bags out and come back and get started on that pile over there in the logs. And I'm just gonna leave this for tomorrow, but if I can get that one done today, I think that's a pretty good day. So we'll see how long it takes. Probably not gonna film that, you've seen enough for the day, but I'll show you when I'm all done at the end. Kind of wrapping up the picking. I got a couple of bags more to haul out today. Doesn't this look so much better? I know it doesn't. That was all stuff that was in, there was an old tent that was on the, or stuffed into the bushes there, and it was filled with old garbage bags that were coming apart, and those garbage bags were filled with everything that you see here, plus a bunch of needles that I had to clean out out of the bag before I can haul them, and wet clothes that need to dry a little bit, just soaking wet. I hauled the tent out already, but there's like a big old pillow, back pillow there. That thing weighs like 20 pounds. It's soaking wet right now. So I'm gonna leave this overnight. I will clean this up in the morning. There are some really disgusting things in this pile. Just stuff that I will get to in the morning. I even found a big sharps container, which I am going to use and fill that up tomorrow if I can figure out how to use it safely without opening it up. It's already got a bunch of stuff in there, but I'm going to pour everything else I got into there. I've found more knives and pen knives and carpet knives and stuff like that in here, but lots and lots and lots of needles. And just for a break, I went down the trail towards the other camp there, and I was just picking up a few things, and I found more needles. So it is hard to say just how many needles there are here. At times I wonder if it's maybe there was a diabetic or something out here, because it could be all drug use, and like there's other signs of drug use, but there are just so many needles that I'm starting to wonder if it was a diabetic that was injecting. But I don't see any insulin vials either, so you know, and there's nowhere to keep insulin cold out here, so it's probably drugs. Just thoughts going through my head. But there's also a bunch of bottles of pee that are out here in those bags. I'm just gonna let everything just kind of dry out the rest of today. I've been at it for a while, so walk 2 more bags here. I'm gonna walk out. I'm gonna leave the blue buckets in here tonight. Nobody's gonna come and take them. And if they do, they take them. Just take my orange ones with me because they're got the logo on it. But yeah, it doesn't look better, but I actually took 4 or 5 bags of stuff out of here already, and this is just stuff that I'll pick up in the morning. And I'm gonna bring my little rake and a dustpan or something with me tomorrow too, just so I can scoop up, or maybe I'll just turn a bucket on its side. That's probably easier. A little rake and all the small stuff, instead of picking at one thing at a time, just rake it all up. It's in one spot there, so I got all the sharps out of it. So okay, I'll give you a picture of what I hauled out once I get back up to the front. Okay, wrapping up. Got 8 bags. I brought out the 2 really big frames, tent frames, and a big piece of shelving. That's all all the bags that I filled today were 8. But I spent a lot of time on those tents, cleaning that one up. So, sorry, out of breath, as usual. But tomorrow, I shouldn't have any of the big tents to deal with. Should be able to clean up that area of the ground that I just made worse, and then maybe get into one of the big piles, or work my way around the outside of it at the very least. Just work my way in towards picking up all the loose stuff that I can and seeing what big stuff is in there and setting it off to the side. So that's the plan for tomorrow. I don't know if they're gonna pick this up today or tomorrow. We'll see when I get back here, but I'll just keep adding to it. And if I can get 24 bags out this weekend plus some big stuff, that'd be a pretty good chunk of stuff out of there. So gorgeous day, not too hot compared to what it has been. I will see you tomorrow. Hope you have a great weekend. Get out there, do some picking. It just makes you feel good. So if you like this, please like, subscribe. Appreciate it. Have a great day. Bye.